Good day, Sagittarius. Tarot Joy here. I'm going to do a reading for you for the week of May the, maybe it's the 9th. May the 9th to the 16th. And I did the rolling off the card, the dice already, and your love card. And then I'm going to do a little, change it up a little bit. So your rolling off the dice was to avoid a Taurus for this week. And then your love card is someone is from your past is returning to your life. Now, even though it's a love card, I mean, it could be somebody that, it just went away from your life for a while that's returning. So most likely it's, I'm going to go say 60-40, that is a relationship, but it could just be a friendship or something like that too, or sibling. That's somebody that because the mending is here, right next to it. I've only did a few readings, and I've added in these cards, the oracle cards, and these two, this is the second time both of them has come up. So it's not like there's a bend in the card or anything. It's just sometimes the universe is going through the same kind of a thing, even though we got different signs. So the mending is, I did a little mark the page here because I want to read from it. So, relationship message. You've come to a place where forgiveness is necessary if you are to move forward. Separate or together, you and the other person are still experiencing the effects of the hurt that is impacting everything you do. Even if you're not aware of it, the energy needs to be cleared. What must you do to bridge the gap? Closing your heart is not the answer. You have the power to heal the wound. Ask yourself, what would love do? Only good would come from forgiveness and being honest. Again, too, each time we hurt and allow the hurt to pass through us without understanding, we accumulate the unwanted burdens. This keeps us chained to the very things we need to heal. The pain and memories, the echoes, the resentment, and the arguments that we rehearse over and over. Now is the time for mending reefs, healing wounds, and letting go of old hurts in order to reclaim your power. Now is the time to forgive and release, to make peace, and to make amends to others. Set yourself free. Okay? So, yeah, it's time to mend. Holding on to it doesn't do you any good. And it's just an extra burden that you're carrying around, right? So, focus and then act. So you have to come up with a plan first. Don't just rush out there, because us fire signs are, known for that. And this is, Sagittarius and the horses are almost in sync. So she's got her sword and her horse, and once she comes up with a plan, she can take some action. Okay. So. All right, so we have the 7 of coins here. You've planted some seeds, but they're not taken. They're not taking any root. Now, whether this is a garden, this is investing in some money, a relationship, a foundation, something is not growing, right? So let's see. We'll get the clarification. Now, this here, you're out celebrating with your friends. This is, like you're having a good time, you're partying, getting together and partying, you could be drinking tea, you know what I'm saying? But you have a group of friends around you. And this here is you're hanging on tightly to something. So something is not growing, but you're not willing to do much about it. You just want to hold on to it. This could be why this is here. You might have to take some action. So let's see what this 7 of coins is here for. Okay, this could be do with finances itself, because the Ten of Pentacles. You could be wanting to build up your bank account, but it also could have to do with money. Maybe something is not, with family. Maybe something is not growing within your family. There might be a rift or something there too as well. Like I said, this doesn't have to be romantic. It could be something to do with a family member or something like that too as well. Now, this is a working card. This is literally like employment or something is working. Taking a leap of faith. Okay, so if something is not working, because you're not gaining any money, or whatever, like I said, this doesn't have to be financial. This here could be the leap of faith that you're taking. Once you come up with a plan, you're going to take some action. If it is the men fences here, it would be, it would work out. So the Three of Cups, and maybe you're the one that's got to put out the first olive branch, extend the first olive branch, for this to work. Right, so this is going to happen fast. This is communication, emails, messages, phone calls, and it's going to happen fast. Somebody's taking some action. Literally, like this is kind of like the same card. Ten of Cups. I want to see what this is first. Ooh. Okay, so this is the same as their reversed. It mightn't get off the ground right off the bat. It might take the other person a little longer. I know a few people that you can. My ex being one of them, literally took 24 hours after you had a conversation for him to come around to what was happening, and to make, he had to need time to absorb it and then to come up with a decision. He couldn't come up with a decision right away, even though he was another fire sign. He needed literally 24 hours. Hanging on to something. Maybe the hurt, because the Knight of Cups is shut down. His heart is closed out. But the burdens are being put down, and there's some action going to be taken. So maybe they're not, this could be you, could be them. They're still not quite healed, but they could be mending with the forgiving. This could be literally 50-50, 60-40, not putting blame on any party. You might not be, the innocent party. You may not be the guilty party. It might be literally half and half, or 60-40, 30-20, you know what I mean? But if it's a family member or a romantic partner that you can rekindle with, it might be worth extending the olive branch if you think it's worth it. Only if you think it's worth it, because you know the situation, right? So I'm going to ask for a card here for clarification. Okay, you've had time out. When it's like this is, you need a break. You need time to energize, and absorb all the stuff that happened. Now you've had the time, so now it's time to reach out. And if it's not to do with that, and you need to take action about something else, well, now it's still time to take that. Could be mending bridges with yourself. You could have been, in a disagreement with yourself of what, I'm not able to do this. I'm not qualified for it. And, beating yourself up. So it could be, like now that you you know, ready to take a leap of faith, and you got more faith in yourself and saying, yes, I can do it. So once you focus on, but you have to do the calculation of what needs to come first or whatever, you know. And so, like I said, it doesn't necessarily have to be a relationship. It could be a friendship, or it could be, you know, mending bridges with yourself because you're holding yourself back. Okay. All right, Sagittarius, that's what I have for you. Until next time, take care.